Your Excellencies.
Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about how to cure love sickness. Because, in my opinion, men en masse are suffering from love sickness. In my previous video, The Love Cycle, Stages of Love, I talk about the stages of love for a man. And briefly put, first stage, man is not even interested in women. He's taking care of himself. Second stage, he's meeting a woman and he's falling in love. And remember that he's doing well enough in stage one that he's healthy, that he's strong, that he's well enough to attract the attention of a woman. So he's doing okay in stage one. Stage two, falling in love. Pleasant experience, right? The initial experience. Leading to stage three, which is falling out of love, losing the fascination. The attraction isn't as deep as you'd hoped. And it's a natural process where the man is becoming addicted to this particular woman because he's associating one particular woman with satisfying his hormonal needs. So he keeps giving her more and more resources, even though she's providing less and less hormonal release to him. And she's also getting less and less out of the relationship on a hormonal level. So she's extracting more and more resources. So he's getting more and more desperate, giving more and more, as we're moving from stage two to stage three. She's getting less and less out of it, and she's taking more and getting more and more frustrated. And the man needs to recognize this before stage three gets too severe, the falling out of love stage, and he needs to get out of there. And in the natural environment, that's probably what would have happened. Civilization is a kind of an unnatural condition. He would have either gotten hurt or he would have just moved on, and circumstances, stuff like that. Stage three, so at the end of stage three, this falling out of love stage, the female is very violent. She's very demanding. She's very angry. She has no affection for the man. The man is extremely desperate. He's extremely addicted to that one woman. He's forgotten that stage one he was doing okay, and now we move into stage four. No, the healthy man just from stage three goes back to stage one. But the majority of men in Western civilization are moving into this stage four. And this is what I'm calling love sickness. And it's this idea that this worshiping of women, this idea that you're not going to be happy unless you're with a woman. And you can see by the way that the man carries himself that he's in that mode. I've mentioned it before. Hanging around with full-grown men that have got jobs, that have got responsibilities, and they're looking at, little whores walking down the street like, wow, look at her. And it's like, oh, you idiot. Or, you say to a guy, hey, look, all the great scientists, all the great writers, they were men. And the guy's like, he goes into a fit. It's like, you can't talk that way about women. And it's like, what do you mean? I can't tell the truth about women? And it's like, that's right, because you're offending them. So he's got this image, this false image in his mind, and he's trapped in it. He's got to defend it. He's got to believe it. And if you say anything that goes against it, that threatens it, that challenges it, he's got to attack. This is a symptom that the mind has been conditioned into this women are equal bullshit. Now, I'm not suggesting that they're not equal before the law. They're not equal in rights. Sure, no problem there. But they're not equal in leadership skills. They're not equal in strength. They're not equal in anything. Maybe vocabulary, but even that, I doubt it. So when the man becomes lovesick, he's fallen for the trap that the individual woman has set for him and that society has set for him. Society has set a trap to convince the man that his life, his existence, has no value, has no purpose, unless he's serving other people. So the woman ends the relationship at the end of stage three. The man, he's addicted to the hormonal situation. He's bonded to the individual woman. He's given everything he has, to build a life with her, to maintain, a relationship with her. And she's just walking away. She's just replacing him, right? And she's going to destroy him in the process. And she does. This isn't theoretical, guys. This isn't, this could happen to you. No, this is what happens to, 7 out of 10 long-term relationships. Sorry. And, look at how horrible it is for the man, this desperate pining And then she leaves him. And maybe he's paying child support, maybe he's paying alimony, maybe he's got all kinds of, court-appointed payments, right? Because the men in charge of the courts are just as brainwashed as he was when he was 20 years old. And it shows in these men, the way they carry themselves. They get soft, they get fat, they lose all motivation, their head drops down, their shoulders drop down, they become overweight, they can't put on muscle, they become emotional. Man, what a pleasure it is to deal with a blue pill, dickless man, It's like he got his feelings hurt over something that you didn't even do. Like maybe you didn't compliment his shoes, right? So now you're fired from your job. It's like, what? What do you mean I'm fired from my job? And it's like, yeah. So that's how far it goes. And the men, they adopt the standards of the women, right? So it's like, hey, what kind of car do you have, buddy? And it's like, guy, you've got diabetes. Like, look at my new watch. I'm going to buy myself an $8,000 watch. It's like, why? I can tell you what time it is by just looking at the sun. I have a built-in clock. So the man falls into this unnatural state that he's conditioned into from society and from the woman. He believes that his purpose and function in life is to serve a woman, to build a family. Those of you who are screaming, that is his purpose, Howard, biologically. Well, that's for an animal, okay? I'm talking about a man. You're talking about a human animal. I'm talking about a man. The woman then goes about convincing him that she is the only woman that can satisfy this hormonal need. And understand that she starts losing her attraction, her ability to do that for the man. I mean, it's almost immediate. It's like buying a new car. It just depreciates the moment you take it off the lot. So the minute that, the man gets together with the woman, it's like, well, sex with her wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. Right? And then, a couple months down the road, what he was, desperately seeking, he's like, I could take it or leave it. I want to watch my favorite TV show. And yet, if that relationship starts to break up, the man becomes like a lovesick puppy. And when I say like a lovesick puppy, I'm sure that a lot of you men know that he becomes sick. The man becomes heartbroken. He becomes lost. Look at all the men walking around in our civilization that look like they're lost, that look like they don't have a clue what they're doing, what's going on in their lives. Go ahead, look at them, and I'll tell you what you'll see. You won't see anything. You know why? Because they're too busy. You won't see it. You'll just see them going moment to moment in their job. That's how desperate they are. And you'll see their health, their whole physical form just breaking down. The shoulders falling, the head dropping, the attitude, the face, the shine in the eyes. All of it just goes. And they just move from moment to moment in their job. So that's what life has become. That's the mindset that they have to adopt in order to not feel the pain and see the situation for what it is. That they were tricked into thinking that they needed the woman to be happy and to have a purpose and to be a real man, and that the woman doesn't love them and doesn't care about them. She's manipulating him. She's using him. And as soon as his ability, like, go ahead, lose your job, man. Or tell her you've lost your job. Any of you guys that are like thinking, oh, Howard, you're being an asshole, go ahead, tell her you don't have any money. And your relationship is over. Now, there's some of you where, that's not going to be the case, and good for you. Maybe you're building a family, whatever. You're the exception. And I'm not even blaming the women entirely, although it is their nature. I'm blaming the man for falling into this trap. A lot of these videos, that's what they're about. They're about giving the man information so that he doesn't fall into the trap. And the reason why I have the information is because I fell into the trap, and I'm trying to dig my way out of the trap. So that's what I'm sharing, right? So I don't have any great insight here either. I just know that worshiping women, thinking of women as men, like all equal and everything like that, like it makes a man sick. And then adopting this attitude that society wants us to have, that media wants us to have about women, it makes a man sick and turns him into a slave. Following your instincts too greatly, where, hey, you just want to reproduce, isn't that the purpose in life? Turns you into a slave, and the woman can use it against you, and society can use it against you. So you have to be a smart, intelligent man who's aware of the situation going on around you, or you're going to get destroyed. You're just going to allow yourself to be used up and destroyed. So, how do you cure it? Like many of the things I talk about, becoming aware of the situation that you're in, accepting that you are in this situation, changes it. That's all it takes. If you can see it and be aware of it, you're not gonna fall into that trap. If every time somebody's bluffing, they cough, at least you'll know what's going on. Okay, so when you're interacting with women and you're interacting with media and society, they're coughing constantly. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. That's why they keep repeating the message, because it's false. It's a lie. That's why she's putting on hours worth of makeup. That's why they won't film a woman getting up out of bed without makeup on already. That's why if you say, well, I think that this man is doing a better job than that woman, they say, you're a sexist, because it's a lie. That man is doing a better job than that woman. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. Please let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content for you. Thank you, MGTOW.